his grinchy fingers nervously drumming.
I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming.
For tomorrow, he knew, all the good girls and good boys would wake bright and early. They would rush for the toys, and then... Oh, the noise, noise. That's one thing he hated. The noise. Noise. Then young and old would sit down to a feast. And they feast. And they'll feast. And they'd feast. Feast. And they would feast on who pudding and the rare who roast beef, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they do something he liked least of all. Every who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They stand hand in hand. And the who's would start singing. They sing. And they sing. And they'd sing. Sing. And the more the Grinch thought of the Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought,
I must stop this whole thing. But for 53 years I've loved it. Now I must stop this Christmas from coming.
oh, then he got an idea. An awful idea.
The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
I know just what to do.
He laughed in his throat. And he made a good Santa Claus hat in the boat. And he chuckled and clucked.
What a great thing you would have with this coat and this hat, just like St. Nick.
The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scattered, there was none to be found. That stumped the old Grinch.
No,
The Grinch simply said,
I can't find a reindeer on my ones.
so he called his dog Max. And then he took some red thread and tied a big one on the telephone case. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshack sleigh. And he hitched up old Max. And then the Grinch said,
Giddy up.
and the sleigh started down toward the home where the Who's lays loose in their town. All the windows were out. Clouds snowed in there. All the windows were dreamy. Sweet dreams without care. Then he came to the first little house on the square. This is stubborn. Full of creaky causes. And he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fists. He slid down the chimney around his head. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. So it took only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace, flew with the little stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, he said, are the first things to go. Then he slithered into a smile with that later. Around the whole room, took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboard, tricycle, popcorn, and plums. And he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch nervously stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimney. Then he slipped to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beef. Cleaned out that icebox as quick as a fly. Was that good even to their last can of blue hatch.
Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now,
Grinch, the Grinch.
I will stuff up the tree.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and started shut. When he heard a small sound like the coo of a duck,
He turned around fast and saw a small zoo.
little Cindy Lou Who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter who just got out of bed for a cup of cold water. He stared at the Grinch and said, "Why, Santa Claus, why are you taking a tree, Christmas tree? Why?"
You know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie.
He thought it up quick. Why was thought a fake Santa Claus lie?
There's a light on this tree, light on the side. I'm taking a turn from my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, and I'll bring it back here.
His head fooled the child. Then he patted her head and he got her a drink and he set her to bed. And when Cindy Lou went to bed with the cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed her. Then the last thing he took was the logs for their fire. Then he went up the chimney and himself the old liar. On the walls he left nothing but and some wire.
And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other whose houses.
Leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. As the quarter passed on, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still snooze. When he packed up his sled, packed it up with his presents. The ribbons, the wrappings, the tags, and the tombstone, literally, the trappings. Up the side of Mount Crumpet,
He rode with his boat to the tip top to jump it.
He was freakishly hungry.
They're finally, now they know Christmas is coming. It's just making us, I know what that is. The mouse was in the midnight tree, and the Who's down in Twinkle were all crying, "Ooh-hoo." That's a noise.
Cried the Grinch.
That I simply must hear.
So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear, and he did hear a sound reaching over the snow. It started in little, then it started to grow.
But the sound wasn't sad.
Why?
It sounded merry.
It couldn't be so. But it was merry.
Very.
He stared down at the The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise.
Every Hooter and Hoover, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all.
He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or another, it just came the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags, it came without packages, boxes, or bags.
And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before.
Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from stores. Maybe Christmas doesn't more.
And that happened then. Well, in Whoville, they say the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute